Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we're set number 40419. This is the LEGO Hogwarts Students Battle Pack of sorts, containing 53 pieces for $15 like the other one they released at the same time, which is the Falcon and Black Widow one, which I just did a review on. And this one contains 4 minifigures, one from each Hogwarts house, and you can see on the back, it shows you all of them up at the top. It does say there's an exclusive minifigure, which is Cho Chang. And you also have this exclusive version of the Marauders map, and it shows you all the other accessories on the back as well. Here's the build once you've put everything together, and you can see we got the 4 students, which we'll push to the side and see with the minifigures in a second. But we also have this little bookshelf, which, you know, it's nothing super exciting, but this is a pretty reasonable thing to get. You can throw this in your Hogwarts display somewhere, and it doesn't take up too much space, so you should be able to find a place to fit it in. But, you know, fits in perfectly fine. Like, this is something that you would expect to find at Hogwarts. And just turning around the back, there's nothing crazy going on there. You do have a little bit of a build for just books sitting on the shelf. And there's an open space, which is actually just the perfect size to fit the book that they give Cho as one of her accessories. First up for students, we have Draco, Malfoy, and Hannah Abbott. And Hannah Abbott is easily the least important of the 4 characters in the set. She's just kind of really a side character, but she's a Hufflepuff, and she does include the Hufflepuff torso, which was previously only exclusive to the Great Hall set and the Susan Bones minifigure. So it is cool to get that again in such a cheap set, and it's also cool to just get another, named character from Hogwarts that you can just put in as a student, and, you know, it doesn't really matter that she's named, but you know, you can know she's named and know that she's supposed to be a real thing. She doesn't look exactly perfect. The face print is obviously not designed to be this particular actress, because it is the same one that they used for Floor and a couple of other people in various sets and themes. I think they used it for one of the Friends characters. Maybe I'm wrong on that, though. And the torso for Draco actually only otherwise appeared in the same set, in the Great Hall, the Slytherin uniform. And it was actually for Draco as well, just a younger version of him. Both these just have plain black regular legs, because these are both based on, like, the Order of the Phoenix-ish era. So, you know, they are all older and taller now. And both of these have alternate faces. Draco's face is actually the same one they used for Kaz from Star Wars Resistance. And, you know, his hairpiece is actually currently exclusive, but, you know, the second that the Summer Hogwarts set releases here, then it will be in that one as well, which I think that's out in the UK, so I guess technically it's not exclusive over there yet. But the accessories here, you just get an apple. Everyone in this set gets a dark brown one for some reason, which is a little bit interesting, because I think Draco used a black one in previous sets, and I think Cho used a regular brown one. But the lantern accessory is kind of uncommon and kind of cool to get, I guess, and the apple is just kind of there. And here we have Harry, who is pretty normal and not super duper exciting. His headpiece is new for Summer 2020, but it's used in all the Summer 2020 Harrys that are based on later books. I think that the Privet Drive one still uses the older Harry face. And that torso is the same one that they've used in a lot of different locations. They used it in the Great Hall. They've used it in, I think they used it in Whomping Willow too. And it was in the 2 polybags that have been released. So, you know, pretty common. It does have an alternate face print as well. This hairpiece is also the one that they started using in the Summer 2020 sets. And, you know, overall, there's nothing super special about this figure. And you probably want to swap out the head at minimum before putting it into your Hogwarts display as just a random student. Just because, you know, he's pretty recognizable as Harry. But he does come with this really cool Marauders map print, which we haven't gotten that in quite a long time. I think it was in the Hogwarts game, according to Just Too Good's review of this, like the LEGO Games Hogwarts set, and then it was previously in a 2004 set. So yeah, this is a cool thing to get, and it shows Draco walking through Hogwarts, and just overall that's a really well done print, and I'm really happy to get that on that nice 2x3 tile. But obviously that's much more of a highlight than the Harry figure itself, though. Getting another Gryffindor torso, while it's the least useful of these 4, you know, at least you can make another random student to put around Hogwarts. And here's the Cho Chang minifigure. She does have a book as her accessory, and the one thing that's a little bit lame about this book is they don't include that printed Wingardium Leviosa tile on the inside as a page, which I feel like they should have just thrown that in here, but maybe that's out of production or something, or whatever. It's not that big a deal, because you're probably just going to keep that closed most of the time. And this figure from the front looks pretty good. It does have a Ravenclaw uniform, which means that you get a uniform for each house. And it would be weird if Cho wasn't wearing a Ravenclaw uniform, because she's Ravenclaw. She does have an alternate face. And the thing that's most interesting about this figure is its similarities and differences from the old one. So if we bring that out, I can show you both of them at the same time. Again, you can see what I mentioned earlier about the wands. She does have a regular reddish-brown wand in the older one. But if we remove this hairpiece, you can see the face prints are identical, pretty much as far as I can tell. They look to be exactly the same. The torso prints are actually a little bit different. The wrinkles are in slightly different locations. This one, the wrinkle on the left side, is shifted down a little bit, which makes this new torso a little bit exclusive. I don't think it's going to remain that way. They'll probably just keep using this version of the torso for all of the future Ravenclaw students. They're just supposed to be wearing Ravenclaw uniforms. And the other difference is that this one has an alternate face, while this one's face was just single-sided. So technically both the torso and the head of the new Cho Chang are exclusive, though it's really just the head that you're going to be able to notice a difference on. And I think that this is probably just because this is one of the CMF figures that was produced before they switched over to producing them in the same factories. But the skin tone color does appear to be really ever so slightly different. They're supposed to be the same color, but you know, they just appear slightly off. They also obviously use different hair pieces and are different heights because this Cho Chang is supposed to be based on the later books, while this is based on the earlier ones. I think overall that this is a pretty good set as well, honestly. I might even like it better than the Falcon and Black Widow one. I think the Black Widow is easily the best figure between the two packs. But, you know, these are just useful things to have, especially, I guess maybe if you don't have the other Hogwarts sets, these won't be as interesting to you. But if you do have the other Hogwarts sets, these are just a nice thing to have to be able to kind of make your Hogwarts castle look a little bit more populated. Because, you know, while they do come with a good amount of figures on their own, they're pretty big, and you know there are a lot of students at Hogwarts. So even just having these 4 torsos and the ability to make more Hogwarts student minifigures is a good thing, I think. And on top of that, having a couple exclusive prints is a good thing to entice you a little bit further. And I think that Marauders map is a really huge draw to this one. I really, really do like that print. And then the Cho Chang face, you know, that's a cool little bonus. It's nice to get more facial expressions on that skin tone, even if it's not the most accurate for Cho's skin tone. But, you know, it is nice to just get that additional expression. And, you know, the torso I don't think is really that much of a draw. I don't think you're going to care about that one extra wrinkle. But if you do, I guess you can buy this set for it. You're welcome to. I'm not going to stop you. But, yeah, that's it for this little review. I do think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a must-have thing unless, you know, you are collecting the Hogwarts sets. In which case, I think that this is definitely a good thing to get. So, for $15, I do think that, you know, that is a good price to be able to allow people who want to just buy a couple of these for a relatively reasonable price. And even if you're considering that the value of having one of these torsos, like if you wanted to stock up on Ravenclaw torsos, you have to spend $4 each on CMFs. So, you know, you had 4 times 4 is 16, which means that this is even cheaper than that. So this is a better way to just mess up Hogwarts student torsos uniforms. So hope you guys enjoyed this little review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.